Hello, this is Gary Crowley with DoItYourselfJointPainRelief.com, and this is video 2 of 4 videos to show you how to relieve the burning sensations that people sometimes get in the bottom of their feet. In video 1 we showed you how to release all these muscles in your hips and some muscles up in here that may be yanking on that L5, that fifth lumbar vertebra nerve that runs all the way down to the bottom of your feet. So in video 2 here we're going to continue that by showing you number 1, how to release this muscle called your psoas muscle. This is a picture of looking at your belly with all your intestines and guts moved out of the way. This muscle running along the side, each side of your spine, but it's shown here, is your psoas. That's the filet mignon on a cow. It runs from all the way up to basically where your diaphragm kicks in and hooks in all the way down here at the top of your leg bone. And this muscle, it's called your iliacus, that coats basically the inside of your pelvic bone. And together, if these are tight, if any of these are tight, they can yank on your lumbar vertebra and negatively affect the nerves coming out of there. So we want to just release that. And on my website, if you go to the site map and go to the low back section, you'll see an entire video showing you how to release the front of your back, which is basically what we're going to do right now. But if you want a whole video on just that, then feel free to go there. So again, these muscles run down each side of my spine, hook into my legs, and coat the inside of my pelvis. So quite simply, all you have to do to release them is lie on your back. And first, I generally go with that iliacus muscle that coats the inside of your pelvis first. So find your pelvic bones, those hard parts that stick up here when you're laying down. And then I just basically take my fingertips from my basically opposite hand of the side I'm going to work on. I find that bone, and you can find from the top of that, it kind of runs all the way down to your pubic bone. But if you find that very top of that hip bone right there as you lay there, and just come in a little bit toward your belly button and press into that soft tissue there, and I'm basically pressing that way, you will probably feel some tender spots, and that's your iliacus muscle. Now I am pressing in this way, and basically holding my hand this way, and then I'm letting this hand kind of do the pressing. This hand's job is to stay straight and kind of be a good tool. This hand does the pressing work. And when I find a tender spot, I press on it, and then I tuck my tailbone up and down. Now you don't want to engage your abs or you'll kind of push yourself out, especially when we do the next muscle. So I'm just tucking my tailbone up. The pressure goes into my feet when I do that, and that allows me to keep my abs nice and free. But I just go along, find any tender spots, and when I find one, I tuck my tailbone until it releases, and then I go down. And when I run into about my pubic bone, that's about where I stop. Then I go to the other side. And again, I'm just coming in this way. I'm basically shooting kind of down that way with my pressure. And this side's got a little tension, so I can tuck. There it goes. And that's a little tight. There it goes. And again, I'm just pressing into my feet so that my abs can just relax and I can feel that muscle move there. There it goes. Now I do kind of dig a little bit with my fingers while I tuck. I'm not just completely static. It's fine if you're completely static, but maybe because I've been doing it forever. I tuck a little bit to help that muscle. I move my fingers a little bit just to help that muscle release a little bit. Gets my brain really paying attention to what's going on here. So that's your iliacus muscle. Now your psoas muscle, the big filet mignon on either side of your spine, basically if you find your belly button and then come to the side, just an inch or so, and then go down to on one side along that line about, an inch to the side of your belly button, find your pubic bone, come up towards your chin about an inch or so again, and just poke in there and see if there's any tender spots. And, it's kind of tender there. And again, I'm applying this pressure. This hand kind of stays straight. This hand does the pressure. And basically same motion, and as you press in, it will release. And then again, this, and when you're psoas, I'm doing the same hand on the same side, just so we're clear. I'm just pressing in there. My psoas isn't too tight. Let me find a, well, I get down kind of near my pubic bone. It's a little tight, so then I press in. And you just want to be gentle but firm. So take your time, don't charge in there. Just slowly press in there and hunt around for a tender spot. And when you find one, tuck this. You'll find it tends to respond pretty easily, so it'll let go. And that is how to release the front of your back. And when you do that, again, it's going to help free your low back, help free that L5 that runs down to the to the bottom of your feet that are burning. So we release the front of your back. Now I just want to show you a nice stretch that I do on basically all my low back pages. It's called I call it the passive low back stretch. And if you have a yoga bolster, it's wonderful to do that stretch where your back hangs off this. That's a wonderful thing if you happen to have one of these. Or if you have some other fancy body worker kind of cushion that does it, that's great too, to lay off the back of that. But I've realized over the years that most people, just about everybody, has some towels. So what I recommend now to my clients who don't have a yoga bolster is you get maybe 3 towels, and basically I'll lie them this way. You lie them this way, so my back is going to be hanging off that. And all you do is you lie with your low back hanging off the end of these towels, and maybe a pillow here would be good. So we do that. So you want to be nice and comfortable. Now my low back, most of my weight is still going into the table here or the floor, but you want just a little bit of traction. And then what happens is if you put the soles of your feet together, and I'm pretty comfortable now, but there's a little bit of tension here, and you actually don't want too much tension there. So if you support it just a little bit, just so you get that tension out of your thighs, you'll find that they almost release better when they're not quite so stressed. And you can lay here for 5 or 10 minutes with just that gentle traction on your low back. And I will tell you, people with burning sensations in the bottom of their feet, if you only did one thing, if you just did this stretch, like often, for 3 times a day for a week for 5 or 10 minutes, that alone could possibly be the only thing you need to do. I don't want to quite promote that too much because I do think you need to do everything else. But this is the passive low back stretch, 5 or 10 minutes, and then most importantly, especially if you've never done it before, when you come out of it, you take your time. So bring your knees together, get your pillows out of the way, and then just gently turn to your side, and then get up. You must want to fall to your side out of it. And then, after you've done that, you want to basically assess. Did releasing the front of my back and doing that passive low back stretch completely eliminate the burning sensation in my feet? Did it get rid of 50% of it? Whatever it did, just note it so that when you need, hopefully you'll never need to do this again, but if you do need to come back around and do another round of something, you'll know that these were the important techniques. So this is video 2 of 4 of how to release that burning sensation in the bottom of your feet, and I will see you at video 3. Thank you very much.